Howdy everyone, Matt here. I'm going to come at you with a product review. Yes, I like to do these periodically, talk about some sort of device or service or something that can help us with our rehab. So you can use this in the clinic or recommending it for people at home. This one is a product you probably have not heard of, but I really like it. And you also probably were not at CSM. It is the GoArm by Strong and Mobile. This was created by a gentleman down in Austin. He is an inventor. He's a really awesome guy, and developed this to help people with rehab. If you were at CSM and you ran into Mike, he is the owner of it, you probably saw him holding this device, raising it up. You probably heard this. Well, he developed this, and I just want to go over some aspects of it and how I utilize it in the clinic, and if I would like to recommend it for anyone out there. I want to get into the specifications for it. First off, it's about 10 inches long. So the product, it's 10 inches long and about 7 inches wide through here. It is made of aluminum, so it is pretty lightweight. It weighs just this right here, about 4.5 ounces. So this is pretty light. It does have foam grips on it, so you can grip it. It comes in pairs, so you do receive 2 of them. So you get 2 of the same ones. You also receive 4 of these weights. So how you utilize this, you probably saw these little notches through here. Well, you put the weights on here, and those little notches keep them from falling off. So you just press it down, it's a little spring loaded, and boom, there it is. And I'll explain what the little clicking all that is for. So, like I said, total these, the actual GoArm weighs about 4.5 ounces. These weights weigh 6 ounces each. So, total on here when I weighed this, 10.5 ounces. Then if you add a second one onto it, it makes it just a tad over a pound. So, this whole unit weighs 1 pound. There is a new model coming out. It is shaped here, so it is a little bit smaller, less material in it. So it's just one solid piece of aluminum all the way down. It's still got the same grip. Same things with the little holders on it. This one is a tad bit lighter, so it's 3.2 ounces, and then once you put your weights on it, it goes up to 9.2, and then when you put 2 weights on it, it's just under a pound at 15 ounces. So I like this one just for the simplicity of it. Like I said, it's also, I'm sorry, I did not mention the length of it. So this one is just 9 inches long here and 5.5 inches long there. So it is way more compact. And as well, you do receive 2 of these. And you're probably wondering what that click was. Well, what it is, as you raise it up, this weight slides back, and it makes that click sound. You can utilize this in a way to understand how high, or if somebody's doing an exercise or movement correctly. So I'm going to show some videos here in just a moment of some of the ways and the things that I like to utilize this device. I'm going to go through some exercises for it. Probably the most common one. Just grip it, have it straight up in front of you. And I tell somebody just raise it straight up. As you see, I'm hitting about right there. Other things I'm telling them, don't hike your shoulders, keep them down, raising it like that. You're probably saying, well, Matt, they can't raise it up quite as high. I have them pointed up a little bit more. So you see, I don't raise it up quite as high. So even my, really like early shoulder patients, I can hit 90 degrees through here. If they get more advanced, you point it more down. I've used it for people just to kind of work on getting them back up to here, cueing. Older people seem to like that. With them pulling it up, doing those things. You can do abduction, same way. You kind of have to play with the angles of it. Bent over. So, here's that. There's some stuff you can do with shoulder rotation. So, taking it, laying down, pointing it a certain way. You're getting that cueing. Okay, I'm doing these fast, okay? Or even like that subscapularis one through here. So those are some basic things I do with it. Like I said, like a lot of endurance stuff with it. You can use it with wrist or even flexion, getting them there. So it's pretty versatile. So that's just a handful of the things that you can do with it. What I did forget to mention was that yes, these things are light. However, you can increase the resistance by putting resistance bands on them. So a little variation. If you need more with somebody, you just hook the band around them. You can have them hold them and do the same exercises with them, just like I'm demonstrating here. So here are a breakdown of a few things to consider with this device. First off is the price. They are $59.99 through the website. I will include a link to that down in the pinned comment. But you do receive 2 of the Go arms plus 4 of the weights. So you do get quite a bit with the purchase of it. The accessibility, you can get these through the website, so you don't need a prescription, you don't need anything for it. So they're very easy to get. So very, very good on the accessibility. The ease of use. This can really vary between somebody who doesn't have an exercise background and someone who does have an exercise background. So if you're just somebody who just saw these, you purchased them, you may be kind of limited in the ease of use. There are videos on the website that you can utilize to get an idea of how things to get started. There are also some pamphlets that are included with them that can show you exercises to do. However, if you are a therapist, so if you're somebody that's coming in that has an exercise movement background, you can see these and go, oh, I can already start utilizing these with my patients. So it's really possibly can depend upon your background with the ease of use. The utility of these, I think they are highly useful in the clinic for many, many things. You may just look at these and say, oh, it's just for shoulders, but there's a lot of stuff that you can do with shoulders. So, one example that I use is like somebody had a rotator cuff or maybe a frozen shoulder. If you're trying to train them to raise their arm and only go to a certain degree, you can just have them hold it a certain way. Hey, I want you to reach up, so as you hear that click, you're just going to bring it back down. So you can get somebody, hey, we're hitting that same position and that same movement every single time. Likewise, you can use it for endurance. Somebody coming back again from the rotator cuff repair or frozen shoulder. Hey, raising your arm up constantly. Have you try to do 20 of these, 30 of these. And so you get that click that you know that you're going to do it every single time. And again, using it for all sorts of movements and things like that. So that's just some of them from the video. Just some of them that were included. Some of them I may have come up with. You could add a ton of stuff. So I found that these are something that are very variable, that you can do a ton of stuff with them. What do I think of the Go arm? I love them. I really like them. I use them almost every day. I use them with almost every single upper body type thing that comes in. Somebody comes in with a shoulder pain, shoulder injury, shoulder surgery, I'm going to use them. I've used them with elbows. I've used them with wrist. I've used them with hands. I've done all of those things, and I know the sky is the limit with these. I keep them there. Patients actually are starting to ask to use these. They actually like them. I will say some of them may not like them because they are a bit challenging to do, but that's not really a bad thing. And how often do you find an exercise that patients are like, oh my gosh, I got to do this, but you know they're going to get a good benefit of them. So like I said, I highly recommend these. If you want to check them out, I have included the website down in the pinned comment. Check them out, pick yourself up a pair, let's see how your shoulder patients do with these. So like always, take care of yourself, guys. I'll see you next time.